Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 59 of the Geek Perspective. I am your host, Rory, and along with my co-host, Derek and Tom, we got some pop culture news, some unboxings. Derek's going to talk about some stuff he's been binging, and Tom and I will be bringing up some, let's say, some topics that are important that are going on right now. So stay tuned for all that cool stuff. And make sure you comment on this video and even suggest topics for our show, topics you want us to talk about during the show, your favorite TV shows that you want us to discuss, or if you want to just tell us what you watch, or just to say hi. We don't care. Say something. So what's going on, everybody?
Hey, Roy, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. Living the dream.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing, Derek?
Hanging in there. Just bored.
Yeah. Bored?
Cleaned all day. Probably keep cleaning after this is over.
Good man. I haven't been. I haven't done a whole lot today, actually.
How was your first full week at work?
You what?
How was your first full week back at work?
Wasn't bad, actually. You know, me and Derek working in the medical profession, we had to wear PPE, which if people don't know, it's personal protective equipment.
Mm-hmm.
We had to wear them at work all day long because we finally got the stuff in to be able to do this. So we're doing it now, and luckily for where we work, the COVID, knock on wood, as of yesterday, because I didn't work today, seemed to be less and less. So hopefully that trend continues and we can get this crap out of our building.
Yeah, seriously. So, what kind of? Because we wear PPE. I mean, we wear two types of PPE now. You know, we where I work. You know, and I don't say where I work on air, but you know, we have for just normal protection and stuff, and now we have other PPE for COVID. What kind of PPE are you guys required to wear?
We have to wear full gowns, gloves, either a face shield, goggles, or I have some protective glasses that I bought.
Oh, okay.
And I wear those. Just makes it a little easier. I was wearing the shield at first, and when myself and one of the girls were lifting a patient or moving something, my shield would always whack the girl in the back of the head. It was like the funniest thing. Like, this is getting in the way.
So when you wear a shield, because we have some shields, but they have not broken them out. And even if they, right now the requirement is kind of like, it's so iffy. Nobody kind of really knows. It's supposedly if you're working within 3 feet of somebody, you have to wear a shield, but we also have to wear a mask under the shield.
Right. I didn't say mask. We also have to wear a mask also.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that, because that was,
we've been wearing the mask yesterday. Started.
Yeah, I think it's why I forgot, because like we've been wearing them for months.
Yeah, I mean, we've been wearing masks for months. It's just not the protective shields. They just brought it up because we have a meeting before the shift every day, and they had brought it up either yesterday or the day before, and that they have them just in case. So, but we have to wear a mask, and we get our temperature taken on the way in, and then we have to wear a mask, and wash your hands all the time, sanitizer everywhere, so.
Since you said the temperature one, you're going to love this. For me, because I haven't been at work since Thursday. So as of Thursday, every time you leave the building, even if it's just to go throw trash out and come back in, you got to take your temp again.
Mm-hmm. Which is funny because I had the COVID virus and I never had a temp.
Yeah.
But ironically, this week, I've had a 99.1 temp on 2 different occasions. And boy, they freaked out. They're like, oh my God, I gotta call somebody.
So what for us, 100.4 is like, if you're over that, that's the issue.
That's what I said too, and they said no, they changed it to 99. That might be from medical facilities.
Yeah,
that's what they told me. I don't know,
which makes sense, to me.
I think it should be 100.4. Because like I could have been hot from running around. I just got in the building,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, whatever. So I went to the unit and did it again, and it was normal. So I guess it was something with the temp or I was cooling down a little bit.
Yeah, well,
we do the forehead.
Yeah, that's what we do. We have they hired out private nurses or whatever nurses. You know, they come in each day at certain times, and if you're 100.4, and I know even if you're kind of close, because one guy was 100.2, they have you sit down in this secluded area where nobody can be around you, and then they retest you in 10 to 15 minutes. And then if you come up again, then it's an issue, you know, because like you said, anything can happen. Some of these guys, you know, because we'll, you know, before work, get there a little early and sit out in their cars. See, when I sit out in my car, I put on the AC because I'm not a savage. But some of these guys just sit in their car and bake, and then they come in. And it's just like, well, of course, dude, you're sitting in the car that's 120 degrees right now. Your temperature is going to be high. So.
Now, how about you, Derek? You plan on leaving a lot, so you have to get temperature taken like 40 times?
I don't really go outside that often, only if I have to throw out like milk or something, or if I have to do the trash.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I take the food. If I did the food order, I'd have to do it every time I went outside to grab another box, which I think that's a little silly.
And I see some people have joined that chat. Someone just left. So keeps popping in and out every week. I would suggest use live chat. We've been having problems with top chat last week. Just to give you guys a heads up if you want to talk to us.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Linda's bitching and moaning.
Well, I agree with her. Island, yeah, it is. And you guys wearing all that more, you know, with this humidity. I hate this humidity, man. It kills me. I can deal with heat, but fuck humidity.
Yeah, I cannot wait till we stop wearing this stuff. But now that we have to wear it, I go to work wearing a t-shirt, and I wore jeans on Friday yesterday. So I was like, screw that. I'm gonna dress comfortably. So I did. That's what I chose to do. So we have some unboxings today. How do I have more unboxings than you guys?
Because I did on mine last week.
Yeah, I mean, Derek did about 30 last week.
That's
so.
right. I forgot about that. But I expect Derek to have unboxings like every week now because.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, he has been getting a lot lately. So
where he hasn't gone to any conventions.
Maybe I'll have some next week. Who knows?
Oh, I'm sure you will.
I'm waiting on another one. It was a pre-order, and then I emailed the company, and I was like, you know, because it was supposed to ship on the 15th of May, and so I you know, with pre-orders, anything can happen, especially in this new world we're living in, you know. So I waited a couple weeks, and then I texted them on the 1st or 2nd. I was like, just curious if there's a new ETA, and apparently he had got them all in, but all the boxes were damaged. And to this guy's credit, he only sends out boxes that, you know, are near mint to mint. You know what I mean? He won't send you a trash box or anything like that. So he's like, oh, don't worry, I'm just waiting for replacements so that I don't send you some trash. So I will have another one coming, but I really haven't been buying pops at all. So.
I actually have 2 pops.
Nice, dude.
2 pops.
Nice.
Believe that?
Are they going on the shelf?
Oh, they're going on the shelf.
Nice.
Wait to see one of them. I don't know if it was Tom, but someone saw one of my thought and was like, "Oh, that looks pretty cool." Or they you might have showed me one of them, Tom, at one point. And I thought you were like, and I could be wrong. Maybe it wasn't even you, but I thought it was you that said that's pretty cool. And I was like, "Oh,
yeah." Now I'm excited to see it.
Right. So I want to tell everybody to check out Jane Elliott on YouTube, and she teaches people about race and racism in this country, and tries to show people they can be racist without even knowing it. You have to just watch her videos; they're pretty amazing. And I was actually watching an episode of Oprah she was on. And she made an amazing comment, and she said that white people do not live in the same reality as black people. And it was in the context of I almost called it a game. It's not really a game, but a thing they did. They separated people by brown eyes and blue eyes, and they treated the blue-eyed people like crap, and they pretty much flipped out. And it was a really cool episode. I remember them doing it originally, but at the time I was like, I don't watch Oprah. What do I care? But it's actually a good episode, and there's other videos up with her. She was actually on Jimmy Fallon recently talking about race in this country, and that was pretty good. So check it out on YouTube, and that's it. So
Yeah, just to reiterate, it's very powerful to watch it, and even if you think you know it, and maybe you do, it just really reinforces, and it puts another light on it, and it's not, the videos aren't there to make you feel bad, you know what I mean?
Right.
They're there to educate you. I know a lot of people are really touchy, especially white people in this thing. Well, I'm not a racist, blah 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 blah. But it's racism is so ingrained in this country and in this world. You know what I mean? That it's the systemic racism that you just don't even realize that how you see race, and how you're racist and or prejudice.
Well, I actually watched several of her videos, and I was surprised by some of the things. So if I'm surprised, I would expect other people would be too. Mm-hmm. I was like, huh, that's pretty interesting. So, Derek, did you see the guy in Buffalo, New York, and Tom?
Yeah.
The old guy they got pushed over by the police.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys hear the cops were saying that he tripped? Yeah.
Of course they did.
I guess the guy that shot the video said they didn't realize he was videotaping him at the time. Yeah. And then when they suspended the officers, a bunch of the other officers resigned.
Didn't they say like 75?
From the task force. So all of them resigned. All 50.
You know what? They're scumbags then, and they shouldn't be cops anyway.
Yep, exactly.
If you're going to condone somebody pushing an old man to the ground, like you shouldn't be a cop anyway.
But they're cops still. So just so we're clear, they did not quit the force. They quit. There's a task force, the riot task force. It's part of the police force, but it's you volunteered and whatever, you signed up to be on it. There's 57 of them, or 59. The two are getting in trouble, got charged, whatever. And so in this fucking whatever solidarity, the rest quit the task force. None of them quit the
police force. Yeah, I misquoted myself.
So just to clarify, it goes back to it's like the saying, if you have a room and there's 5 Nazis in the room and 20 normal people, but the 20 normal people don't condemn the Nazis, then you have 25 Nazis in the room. That's same thing. It's, you might not be a bad cop, but if you don't say anything and there's this person is doing bad things to minorities or whatever, and you keep your mouth shut, you're a bad person.
The funny thing was, this was an old white guy too. You know what I mean? It was like, dude, what is your problem? And I don't care if he was white or black. I care that he was an old guy.
Yeah.
He was a young kid, whatever. But he was an old guy. There's no need for that. There's no need for that at all.
Caption on Facebook, because that's where I saw it. I think it said he was trying to give him back a helmet that was on the ground or something.
What happened?
I think the title of it, when I clicked on it, it said it was just trying to give the guy back a SWAT helmet.
Derek, you have a question from Rich. That's actually a good question, actually.
That I honestly have no idea.
You racist pig! That is a good question, though.
That is.
I've never seen one. I know they exist. I know they do.
Yeah.
I just can't think of any.
That is.
Damn you, Rich! You stumped us.
I think Cartoon Network was running on Afro Samurai.
Oh yeah. You're right. Afro Samurai. Yeah.
The Afro, right?
Yeah,
that's
Afro.
right. I wanted to watch that. Anything with Afro in it's gonna be pretty cool.
So, yeah, that whole thing with that guy, he was 75, and the part of the video, obviously, when they push him and he falls backwards because he's 75 years old and frail, that's disgusting. But what really, really got me was the point where a couple of the guys realize that the guy is bleeding from the head, and like one guy takes a step towards him, and then a guy comes from the front and starts yelling at them to ignore, blah blah blah.
And he pushed him. He like pushed him to go forward.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, the guy yelled at him because this guy showed some genuine care for a 5-year-old man that's bleeding from the head.
He tried to anyway.
Yeah,
if you want to look for a silver lining, at
And
least they had the decency to like go on.
They just fucked up their whole police department now, because now they're gonna have a lot of problems. They're gonna have so many problems there now.
Yeah,
they just created a lot of problems for themselves for no reason at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you guys hear about the Drew Brees controversy?
Oh yeah,
the whole players kneeling thing. Now, my personal stance is, I don't care if they kneeled. Would I have knelt? Probably not, me personally, but I understand why they were kneeling. All the people that say they were kneeling disrespectful to the flag or to the military, they're wrong. It has nothing to do with them. And people that say that, I question how much they are avoiding the whole race issue.
Mm-hmm.
Because anyone that says they're disrespecting the flag or they're disrespecting the military, it has nothing to do with that whatsoever. Because it's okay for rich white men to go get beer and alcohol during the national anthem at football games, or go take pictures during the national anthem, or talk during the national anthem. But a black player can't kneel to bring up the racism in this country, and it's like there's a big problem.
Yeah, so it's a big problem.
Well, this was my thing too, because like I know it was like I think we discussed it when they were doing it before, like in one of our earlier episodes. But
yeah, we did, yes.
I'll say it again too. Like all these people that are complaining about that, they're not standing up in their own houses saluting the flag. They're sitting on their couch. They're going to the bathroom. They're making food. They're not paying attention.
Well, exactly. And I'm sorry, protests are not meant. Protests. You don't have to protest and make white people comfortable. That's not the point of a protest. It's anytime somebody protest. Oh, we don't like it that way. We don't like it this way. We don't like it that way. We don't like it. Well, guess what? Now you didn't like it anyway. So now you're listening, right? You're listening now. Look at what's going on because we had to make you comfortable. We had to care for your delicate sensibilities because anyway we protest. And really, it's not the way. It's just the fact that you don't like black people or people of color, any color or persuasion to protest, and you don't. I gotta get some.
The whole discriminating against the flag. People forget that black people served in the military also, and they came back to a country that hated them. They helped win a war, which some believe that we would have lost if it wasn't for the black soldiers that actually helped win the war. Yeah. And they came back to a country that hated them. It's like, what is your point? Well, obviously, Drew Brees came out saying that he does not like players kneeling. He doesn't believe in it, and then he took it back. And me and Linda were talking about this the other day, actually. And my personal thing is, I don't care what someone's view is. You could be a racist. If you tell me, hey, I'm a racist, I don't want to talk to you, I respect you for that. And if Drew Brees really feels that way, I don't think he should take it back. Which is what he did. He took it back when he got all the backlash from it. I think that if he means what he said, that's fine. But to take it back because you pissed off some people, I don't know.
Yeah, that's just it's an empty gesture if you're doing that.
You're entitled to feel any way you want, and I'm so glad some actually black celebrities and former athletes have stood up for him and said, if you believe that way, that's not a problem. But let's have a discussion about it, which is what we need in this country. We need discussion. Until this is discussed out of our culture, it's always going to be here. Unfortunately, it's not going to change.
And to that point, like you said, like some black people, and there are quite a lot of Black people of color that are really anti this whole protest and what's going on. If you feel that way, and I don't like them personally, but I'll watch their videos sometimes, more just to get mad than everything. But the Hodge twins, two African American twin brothers, they're very, very right wing, but it's an interesting perspective. You know, they're very right wing. They're very pro Trump, and so if you want to hear another perspective, because I always think hearing multiple perspectives, like Roy said, it's like, if you believe that, that's, you know, I don't like it, but let's talk about it. Let's try to educate each other, you know? And so, yeah, if you're ever they're always on, people are always posting them on Facebook for the wrong reasons. They post them on Facebook, but they are very well known. They have, you know, millions of followers and stuff.
People posting on Facebook. Do you hear about all these kids are redoing that George murder scene? It's a big thing going around with high school kids. They're reenacting his death.
No.
They're challenging. Yeah, I guess the thing going around that people, well, I guess white kids are being challenged to reenact his death. Like, that's freaking awesome.
I love the fact that Nickelodeon went back for the 8 minutes and 4. I know that was very polarizing for some people. You know, a lot of white parents are saying our kids don't need to see this. It's traumatic and stuff. Honestly, if you want real change, and we need to set up the future generations. And I don't think there was anything is a child seeing a screen that says Black Lives Matter, go black, and here breathing for 8 minutes and 46 seconds any more traumatic than having to do an active shooter drill at school? Is it really? Now, I used to be a teacher, and we used to have to do, I've taught every level, almost every subject. Now, I mean, really, I was a high school English and theater teacher, but for years I worked with kids of autism. Do you know how hard it is to get, you know, your classes are a little bit small, you know, a normal high school class is 40 students, you know, but in autism, you know, in those types of classes are much smaller. But I've had some with, you know, around 20, 22. And do you know how hard it is and how crazy it is to try to corral 20 to 22 children with autism at various degrees on the spectrum to do an active shooter drill where I have to lock down the room, shut all the blinds, they have to hide under desks? Is them watching a black screen any more traumatic? And we have to do that not because we're trying to make guns illegal, just because we want sensible gun laws. But no, we can't even get sensible gun laws. And now we have an epidemic of mass shootings in this country. The mass shootings aren't really a thing around the world, but in America, they are. So, yeah, that's my opinion on it. You know, if you're willing to make all students do active shooter drills, and then students with, you know, challenges like that to do it, just so you can, you know, own fully automatic AR 99 million, whatever the Christ they are, you know.
Yeah, right.
It's you know, people need to think before they start posting. You know, oh, this is traumatic.
Well, you made a comment earlier, and like, you know, I remember when the first Black Lives Matter started, and you had white people saying, "Well, all lives matter," and you made a good point earlier that I was going to bring up later. But do any lives matter if Black lives don't matter?
Yeah,
because we all know all lives matter. But how is that possible if we can't even respect Black lives?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like you said, it's all lives don't matter if Black lives don't matter.
Right, exactly.
That whole statement is inherently false.
Right.
If Black lives don't matter. So, all
right, we're getting some unboxings. Get a little light for a few minutes when we get back to being dark again.
Yes,
we do have some light stuff to talk about today, people. We really do. I got some fun news. So who wants to go first?
Whoever wants to. I don't
care.
Come
on, Derek. You go first.
Yeah, go for it, Derek.
You want to roll? You're like 40 last week. What's 10 more?
A real mystery box. I have no idea what's in it.
I'm guessing anime. I think Tom was too.
Yeah. That would be my or
This
sushi. But
Ooh,
This
sushi.
month's
I like
theme is
sushi.
service, so we'll have to see what kind of service.
Dude, is it a mystery box?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
nice.
think they've had probably somebody open it up on YouTube, so if I really wanted to know what was inside, I could look at it.
I want to do a mystery box, but
Yeah.
I want to find a good horror one.
yeah.
Oh, let me make it full screen, Derek.
Oh, cool. So we got some T-shirts, right?
We got, let's see. So this is the service theme. So looks like it's going to be food service.
Oh, okay. Cool. Burger.
Derek,
Yeah.
Rich says anime life matters.
Oh,
We
I
got
disagree with that personally.
a patch.
Oh, that's
I know her.
That's pretty cool.
What else we got? We got a mask.
Hey, should you wear that at work tomorrow?
We got an Orin Host Club wristband.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Cool.
We got the manga The Devil is a Part-Timer.
That's awesome.
This is actually pretty funny. It's only one season, but they goof on it like he works at McDonald's, but they call it McRonald's.
Nice.
We got another box. So it looks like something this plugs in.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, those are cool.
The theme button.
Well, you got a lot of stuff on that box, huh?
This box is pretty impressive, actually, dude.
Yeah, right.
And then it looks like just like a thing for the box.
That's cool.
And then it tells you everything that was in it.
That's
Impressive.
that was
a lot of stuff.
yeah. That's a lot of stuff in that box. That's some great value right there.
I've seen boxes where they have like 3 or 4 things. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah. Usually with a lot of those theme boxes, yeah, like Roy said, a lot of those like theme boxes that you order, subscription boxes, it's 3, 4 things, maybe 5. But if the more stuff you get, the less, the more flimsy and kind of cheesy they are. You get stickers and stuff like that. That was a very impressive box. Where did you get that? Like from like an anime site or?
It's actually Akibento is the website.
Oh, okay, cool.
But because I look at like Loot Crate for Anime Crate, like that pops up on my Facebook feed every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And they do have some great stuff in their boxes.
Yeah, that was a really good box.
I think I did a
Very
6-month
impressive.
subscription, so I'm gonna get like a bunch of anime stuff for a little while.
Nice. All right, Tom, you want to go or you want me to go?
You can go.
Yeah, you just want to see what I got.
Yes, I do.
All right. Tom's gonna be pissed off at the packing because I've already opened up the boxes just so make sure I got what I was supposed to get. Let me go full screen here. So, as you can see,
No,
no packing. I don't know if you saw what's inside there.
I did. Oh,
Oh man!
so I'm so glad that you have that because I've been seeing that and
Mhm.
it's like I'm like I should grab that for Roy. I should grab it for Roy, but now you have it because I knew you wanted that one. I mean I think every Star Wars fan has wanted that pop.
Yeah, you have to have the Han Solo and Carbonite. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Those are.
That is such a cool pop right there, man.
I saw. I was like, I'm getting that.
Yeah.
Like they used to have like door posters and stuff of Han Solo and Carbonite that were real popular. I got one more. I actually have 2 today. Nobody has 2 ever. Well, at least I don't have 2 of them. Derek has like 45 usually. So again, I have a pop box. It's just a pop.
Oh, I know what it is.
Oh, yes, you do.
The packing stinks on it.
Yep.
Nah,
Pinhead. I
nah.
got my pinhead.
you know, that's another one I've been seeing, but I know you were trying to get the glow, so but the glow is hard to come by now, the glow version of it. So
They actually still have it online, but it's like $30 or $40. I'm like, yeah, I'm not paying that.
yeah,
So, but maybe at some point we'll see what happens.
it's still an awesome pop. It's still
I actually been pretty impressed by it. I've seen it. He's holding the cube, which is kind of what I wanted. Because isn't there a couple different ones? This is from 3. This is Hellraiser 3.
Well, the only ones I know of, because I have but the glow version. The only ones I know of are that and the glow, and then they have the Chatterer, which you have too.
Oh, okay. I thought there was another one.
Yeah, not to my knowledge, but there
Okay.
could be. But I didn't think so. So, but yeah, that's a great pop.
So if they
Great.
made that as a gold variant, like they did with some of the other Star Wars ones. Would you get the gold one too?
Oh yeah.
They
I have 3 gold pops. Han Solo. Yeah, was it Leia?
Yeah, because I grabbed you a couple one time. I remember that.
Luke,
Leia,
and Vader. I think. Is it Vader?
I don't even remember
Han
now.
Solo.
So long
But
ago.
I do have 3 of them. Tom grabbed me 3 of them because where I live, they don't have crap. And before this coronavirus started, I was supposed to go down to Tom's, and we're going to do a day of shopping, do guy shopping.
Yep.
And
Yeah, Rick was supposed to
yeah.
come. and-
yeah,
Yeah.
Derek
and-
might have popped up. We're going to do a big thing, and
yeah.
fucking Corona happened.
Yeah. Well,
Fuck you, Corona.
sometime in the future, we'll do it.
Yep.
You know, stuff's starting to open back up. I went to Newberry Comics in Rhode Island last
Oh,
week.
nice.
So yeah, it's I mean they're doing it smart, you know, only so many people in the store, the Game Stops are opening and stuff. So it's
Slow and steady. Do it nice and easy.
yeah, I'm not in any rush. So all right, so I ordered this from Galactic Toys. One of Derek's either last time or the time before he got some from Galactic Toys. I really like the idea of supporting small businesses during this, you know. Now they're one of the bigger secondary market pop units out there, but they're still a small business. So this is a pop I actually had, and for some reason I sold it, and it was stupid of me. So I found it on the cheap, and I picked it up because they're making some new ones of this character and some more of the other characters from the movie. So this one will become harder and harder to come by. So great packing job, which I knew they would because I saw how they packed Derek's. So I love this pop. It is I don't know what year it came out, but Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
It's coming out. Very cool.
Yeah, the new ones are coming. This is why I wanted to get this one. This one was let me see what year. So no, it says 2012, but I think it's older than that. You know, I want to say it was around 2016. This came out. So like I said, I wanted to get it again before it shot up in value, and they shipped it in a nice protector on top of that. So yeah, psyched to have this back in the collection. I love this movie, Edward Scissorhands.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
And they give you a nice pop protect.
Yeah, well, I'm putting it in another display, and so I have to use an even thinner pop protector for this display. For some, you know, because it wasn't made for some of the thicker pop protectors. So yeah, so that's my unboxing for the week.
I actually might buy another the Han Solo and Carbonite and put that in a protector because this one I'm going to open up. But Han Solo and Carbonite, it's so rare that you see something like that.
Yeah,
Like you don't have them in Carbonite in a lot of different things, like a lot of stuff. So I've been thinking about getting another. I almost ordered 2 of them. I was like, I'll order one for now. And then I'm thinking when they come down your way, I'm sure they'll still have some. And
yeah,
I'll get
exactly.
another one.
I'll text you if I see him too. I can always grab it for you. You know,
Cool.
if I'm out and about. can always grab it for you.
Good unboxings today.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of our unboxings? Let us know down in the comments. And for all you guys watching, make sure you like, subscribe, click that little bell so you get informed when we release new content. And again, comment on the video. Let us know if you guys want to discuss any specific topics, what pops you have, what you like, Derek's beard, whatever you want to talk about. Just let us know. Let's get into some news. So, have you answered about what's going on with Batwoman?
Yep. I don't watch it, but I know what's going on with it. Yes.
So I guess there's going to be a brand new Batwoman, and I was hoping they were going to pick one of the cast members to do it, but it looks like as of a couple of days ago, they want to get a brand new person to play the character, and they're saying they're looking to cast someone of any ethnicity. So it could be an Asian, could be black, could be anything. You don't know yet, and she's going to be a different than the old Batwoman.
It's
She's
not
going to be
Edie Kingdom. It's going to be a different identity.
yes, yeah. They say they might actually have her hand down the reins, kind of thing, or whatever happens to her, someone else will take up the mantle. But it'll be a whole different new character, and more aloof, maybe a little more goofy, possibly. They're saying.
Now, I had heard that they were going for another LGBTQ
Yes.
actor. Is that still the case?
Yeah, that's what I heard also. They still want to be LGBTQ.
Good.
Yes. Yeah, you have to. I think at this point where they prominently, that was a big thing for them.
Mhm.
To not do that would kill all the momentum that they had.
And because
So
this happened so early in the show, only after like the first season, and they're doing it this way, I think it'll take care of like some of the issues that they would have if they tried it any other way.
right.
And I love it because, I mean, in this day and age, I know with acting, and you know, I've done it in when I acted before, you know, playing people that are identify, you know, LGBTQ. I've done it a couple times actually. But in this day and age with people, you know, and it's so accepted, you really should be using an actor that really identifies that way, you know, in my opinion, just like if you know, and now I know it doesn't always happen. You know, if you need if a character's blind, I like the idea of using a blind actor because they do exist, you know, and now it doesn't always happen. I watch a show and the main character plays blind. She's not really blind, but the other people in the show that she interacts with are really blind. So I you know, in this day and age, I think that's great.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I agree with that also. It should be a character that fits the mold.
Yeah.
You know, if you're blind, you should be blind. If you're black, be black. If you're,
Yeah.
you know, got one arm, cut his arm off, you know?
It's not the 50s anymore where you have, or whatever, when Mickey Rourke played the Asian, you know what I mean?
You're right.
And they just painted him yellow, or, you know, it's like, yeah, I mean, or me, like that, you know, a white guy trying to play a black, you know, all that shit, the fucking mental shit, you know, it's, ugh. So.
And I get some big news here. Marvel Studios regains the rights to Daredevil in 6 months. That could be huge if you're a Daredevil fan.
Who has the rights now? Netflix?
Netflix owns the rights. They have the rights to all those shows, and slowly they're going to revert, I'm assuming, to Marvel Studios.
Cool.
So we'll see what happens. And because I know people have been asking if they're going to use the same actors from the show and kind of revive it. And they keep saying no, they're going to have new actors. But I don't know. We'll see.
I feel like it's going to be hard to replace some of those.
Well, that's the thing. They could just get the show and just let it sit for a year or two or more and kind of let everything settle and then start with a new cast, which is why I kind of like bring the old cast and start right away. Because, you know, I like that cast. And I have 2 more news bits, but I want to save it for the end for Tom's topic. I think we can discuss the last 2 with your stuff, Tom, if you're okay with it.
Yeah.
And Derek, we'll get to your stuff. What you've been watching, what you've been binging, Derek.
All right, so I've been binging an anime that's been out for a couple of years now. It's got 3 seasons. It's called Bungo Stray Dogs.
Huh. Okay.
So it's a detective agency where they all have like supernatural powers, but all the people that have these powers are also not right in the head. So the character Danzai, he has the ability to nullify someone else's ability if he touches them. And the part of him that's not right in the head is, I think, at least half of the episodes he's trying to commit suicide. But he doesn't want to do it painfully, and he doesn't want to do it alone.
Why is that?
No idea. That's just what he said he wants to do. So the very first scene is him like in the river drowning.
Oh, jeez.
Then I think the second episode, like he tried to position himself in a barrel where like he was caving in, but it was too painful, so he called somebody to like pull him out of the barrel.
I love Japanese people. They do some of the most fucked up shit you could ever imagine on TV. Like, I'm going to cut you off, Derek, but I watched a horror movie once with this little girl being an origami for her brother. This is a horror movie.
Yeah.
And he told her to stay here, and where it was haunted or whatever. So then he said, stay here, do this. I'm going outside to play with my friends. They go outside. She keeps making the origami, and she went outside. She goes, whatever in Japanese, because it was all, in Japanese. She's running all happy, like saying, I made this for you. We made this for you. When she was out into the street, a big semi truck just fucking flattens her. Like this big semi truck goes, splat. You're like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I was shocked. I don't get shocked very easily. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, that was totally insane. But it was the greatest horror movie ever, though.
They do some crazy shit.
They really do. I'm sorry, Dad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
There's a brother and sister character. The brother has an ability that to do mirages or illusions. And his sister doesn't have an ability, but it's very hinted throughout the entire show so far that they also have like a love relationship.
Again,
So
sick
that's the
fucked up
part
people,
there.
but they're great.
Well, it's not going to be anime without that either.
I still want to go to Japan.
But the
How much not saving money, guys? We gotta go to Japan. There's all this move there.
the villains in season 2, they actually had names of American authors, and their abilities were the titles of their books. So there was the character named Herman Melville, and his ability was Moby Dick, where he had a giant whale-shaped flying fortress.
You see the flying fortress?
In the shape of a white whale.
Nice. You're gonna have a white whale.
Some character had his ability was called Scarlet Letter, so he used his blood for the ability. And kind of, I don't know, just weird stuff.
Japanese culture, baby.
There was one character, her ability was Gone with the Wind.
Okay.
Yeah, so I thought it was really cool. Like,
So the character farted.
I thought it was really cool that they decided to do like American literature in an anime, even though it has nothing to do with American literature. And then they decided to make it really crazy battle scenes with it. I didn't start season 3 yet, but I did watch 2 seasons in about a week. Would that be one that interests you guys?
Possibly.
Yeah, possibly.
So like the good group is called The Agency, and then the bad group is called the Portside Mafia.
Would you guys watch one of Derek's animes and do a big round discussion about it?
Can pick
It'd be fun if we
super
can get
violent-
some of our top people in our chat to watch something with us, and then we all talk about it together.
can pick a super violent, gory anime for you guys.
There you go. Now you're talking.
How much bloodshed you want?
I want the whole screen filled with blood. I want blood to be pouring on the out of the screen.
More blood.
You can't have too much blood in an anime.
Oh, they definitely go overboard with the blood.
Nice.
I've seen some 90s anime. You're not wrong.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
like a little cut, and then all of a sudden it's just spraying like they slashed through.
I've seen anime like straight from Japan. Like before they had the networks. My buddy's dad used to bring him the craziest stuff. It was like, is that legal? Like, should we be watching this stuff?
But like I've only been watching it though because like a lot of the stuff I'm currently watching that was ongoing has been slowed down due to the corona.
So how are you watching it on Funimation?
This one is Funimation. I think
And that's a
Netflix-
subscription service, correct?
Yep.
That what, $5 a month, $10 a month? Just so people in our audience know.
It's like $5 or $6, and I believe
It's not too bad actually.
No, but I believe Funimation is the one where, like, if you don't subscribe, you're not going to get the entire series. You're only going to get like a couple of episodes. Crunchyroll, you can watch all the anime if you don't buy the subscription, but you just have to sit through the ads, which are spaced out like kind of like YouTube, like every 10 minutes or whatever. And it's the same ad every time, looped twice.
So that would suck. I don't mind new ads, but to see the same thing, it's like you're killing me.
But it's still good. I think Crunchyroll actually said they announced a new anime that was actually being simul-dubbed. So they
Oh, really?
new English episodes with it. But for
So-
some odd reason,
hmm
Funimation's a little bit slower with it, which it is what it is.
So what's the favorite thing you've been watching?
Right now it's been that one because it's been more than one season.
Right.
I went back, before that I was watching Card Captor Sakura, which I think is like a 90s anime.
All right, to put you on the spot, and I don't mean to, but it's just a genuine question. Do you have a favorite show on Netflix, anime that you like to watch, or that you have watched? Is there a show you would recommend to me and Tom?
I would, as far as like anime goes on that, I recommend like the Seven Deadly Sins. It's actually really good.
And I have another question for you. Remember that show you got me to watch about that kid who was teaching all those girls how to do stuff?
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that show? I never finished it. I gotta finish this fucking show. Did it ever come back?
That was the quintessential quintuplets, right?
Sure, it sounds right. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, that
Like,
sounds
they had
right.
5 sisters, and he was teaching them how to, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like educating them or something.
It was only one season. They didn't do the second season.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, I want to know what happens.
It's supposed
You
to
get me
come
roped into a fucking show, Derek.
It's supposed to come out, I think, next year.
Next year, I watched it like 5 years ago.
Well, like they announced 50 titles coming out, but they all ranged from like later on this year to 2022, and some of that was pushed back because of COVID. Some of it's been pushed back
Oh,
stuff in Japan.
so they released a lot of titles at one time, huh?
Mhm.
Wow.
Like I think
Any-
the Seven Deadly Sins is one that's coming out next year.
7W6. I've seen that on Netflix, and I've almost clicked on it, Derek. You would have been proud of me. I almost clicked on it. I'm like, that looks pretty interesting. But then
It's
something
a-
happened.
It's a little fan servicey for their comedy.
Yeah.
Discussed it a little bit. Like the main character, Meliodas, is always like feeling up the girl. She's in the middle of a conversation, and they zoom out, and then you see him, and he's either like looking up her skirt, like touching her boob or something.
He's a perv.
It's pretty funny.
Tom's gonna watch it right when we're done here. We're gonna watch the whole season.
Oh yeah.
Any questions for Derek Tom? I mean for Tom Derek? I mean for Derek Tom. Oh my god. What is wrong with me? The whole boob thing threw me off, I think.
It's all fast, all hot,
I'm all
Bob.
frosted.
It's all hot, Hobbit.
Woo-wee.
Got boobs now.
He said
No,
boob.
I don't have any questions. No.
All right. Any more stuff you watched, Derek?
I was gonna watch Uncut Gems, I think, tonight.
Yeah, I might actually watch that tonight. Actually, also Tom already watched it. Apparently, I think, right, Tom?
What?
Uncut Gems.
No,
You
I
already
haven't.
watched that.
No, I've been. It's right there for me to watch, and it's just like I this week I didn't watch a lot of TV at all. I was busy at work. I've actually been very busy the last couple of weeks working on some projects at work. So it's like I'm very behind on watching a lot of stuff.
Tom always sounds so professional about his work. Me, I'm like, yeah, I was doing this.
Well, I
Tom's
mean,
not professional. I'm like, yeah, I'm like a schmuck.
well, I'm not. I only sound professional because I don't tell you a lot about. I don't tell the viewers a lot about my job. They don't know where I work and and stuff like that.
You still sound professional. That's all that counts.
Built with doors and windows.
Right.
Yep.
All right, Derek. Good job, Derek.
Thanks.
All right, Tom.
All right.
Time for you to go off.
All right. Well, I mean, we've already discussed some of it at the top, because we kind of jumped around on the topic. One thing I did want to mention that just got released today, that's not really on my topic, but I just got reminded of it, is Funko had to lay off about 250 people, I believe, 250 people.
Who did?
Funko.
Really?
Yes. It just a lot of the people that create the molds and stuff like that, they've taken a big hit, like most companies. Although I mean they're still doing business. I mean, if you go on,
how's that possible? We're buying all that pops.
I know. Well, I mean, see what I buy when I buy secondhand, they don't make anything up. You know what I mean? Because I get it from another company. You know what I mean? So it's they made that money a long time ago. You know what I mean? But they haven't. But and they're still making stuff, and every company like. I go back and forth because it's like I understand we're in a tough time, but these billion-dollar corporations could keep people on. They could if they really wanted to. There's ways around it without letting so many people go. Maybe some of those executives don't need their bonus this year. Maybe they could take a percentage off of what they're making. Hospitals are having to do that. It's there's and my mother works at a hospital, and at her hospital, anybody that makes over $100,000 a year has to take a 20% pay cut, will get no bonuses because they get bonuses throughout the year, no bonuses this year, maybe not next year, and 20% cut and stuff like that. Just that way they don't have to lay people off. So there are ways around it, but I also do understand it is tough. What's going on in the world is tough right now. It's just, I feel bad for people, for anybody losing their job during this. It's
tough.
It's tough. Losing your job at any time is tough, but
But yeah, Trump's saying how great the country's doing right now with the unemployment rates going down, and everyone's doing just wonderful.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because
segue.
Because Trump's an idiot, and it's they thought basically yesterday or whatever that 2.5 million jobs were kind of like created or reintroduced, and so that was good, but it didn't. He fails to stress the fact that it was that still. There was 20 million jobs lost in the past week, and over 30 or almost 40 million people have applied for unemployment. So it's like, I always tell people, be careful. You can skew numbers any which way. Anybody knows that. And especially with statistics, statisticians will tell you that it's like they can make the numbers tell you whatever you want it. They want you to think it says. It's very easy. So and Fox News. So I saw this. They put up a graphic today, and I can't get a good enough picture, but they were talking about how those jobs popping up, and the graphic was the job boom after a black person was killed by the police. So we're like, this George Floyd, now 2.5 million jobs were created. Trump said, and then they go back to throughout. Let me see if I can. I can at least read it off to you. The statistics. It's disgusting that they even put this up there. This is insane to me. So Fox News makes the case that murdering black people is great for the economy. After
they said that?
No, but this is
oh my god.
a graphic that they put up after the MLK assassination. 1 week after the MLK assassination, jobs increased by 2.9%. Then, after Rodney King case, they went up by 1.2%. Michael Brown death, the Rodney King acquittal. The Michael Brown death, they went up 1.2. George Floyd death, they went up 3. Their actual graphic. They have, these people that were either killed or
So what's
the
causing it?
percentage. What's that?
What's causing?
I don't
these
know.
jobs?
I don't know. I know, but to do that is disgusting. Okay, 1 week after the economy was great. 1 week after I don't care how good the economy was. 1 week after MLK was killed.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like to say the economy went up by 2.9% and we had jobs and stuff like that. Like, are you fucking serious? Are you serious? Like, I mean, I know Fox News is not news. I know that. I know they're
Don't tell Trump supporters that. Holy Jesus.
Yeah, well, they're dumb, because it's not news. And
they're stupid.
and
it's another story.
Yeah, it's news when they want it to be news, and then it's entertainment when they get called on the fact that not news.
Right.
It's whatever's convenient for them. He's like, well, that's not news. Well, we never said we were news, but everything leading up to that, until I called you out, you were purporting as fact. So it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And everything that's going on in this world, but for the first time in 4 years, I really now.
Tom, you're getting so excited. You're
can-
freezing up over there, buddy.
Oh, really?
I notice when you get more physical and moving around, you tend to freeze up.
Okay, I'll try to stay more still. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, like the last few weeks when you get excited, is that like being demonstrative? I know you start freezing. I'm like,
Well, that's good to know. Actually,
Let's see what happens.
Yeah. So
I was enjoying it.
So what was I saying now? I forgot what the last thing I said was.
People were saying things as fact, but when it suited them.
That was Fox News. Oh, that's what I was saying. So for the first time in 4 years, I really feel like the Trump administration is on the ropes. It's crumbling now. Really at this point, you have the wife. She's sending out tweets that contradict Trump, and she's sending them out at times that are like, right after a Trump tweet or when Trump's in a meeting. Apparently, it's becoming an issue in the West Wing. Because
really, what you saying? I haven't heard anything. Good for her.
It's not. She's not going directly against Trump. So I just implore you all to check her out on Twitter and stuff and what she's writing. It's not like she's going and saying my husband's an asshole, idiot, something like that.
Mind, then.
It's just little things that just contradict what he's saying in there, and I guess it's causing some strife, but because they're already all on edge because they always have to worry about Trump. Yeah, in that they never know what he's gonna start tweeting and when, and he'll start at 3:30 in the morning and go, but and just keep going all day long. So, like I said, I feel like it's crumbling, and guys, I implore everybody to get out there and vote this 4 years to get this dummy out. Really, really, really get this dummy out, so we don't have to talk about this anymore. I don't like talking about this at all.
Yeah.
I don't like ranting. I don't like getting super animated like this. I'm a laid back guy, and I like to chill. But with it's like, and in past administrations, I would I just kind of keep my mouth shut and let it roll off my back. And then I just can't anymore with this stuff because it's so idiotic. It's so.
But Trump supporters say that everything's going great with Trump in charge. The economy is great. Everyone's living well.
Well,
that's what I keep hearing from people.
Trump has hitched his pony to the economy now. That's the only thing that he really's got going for him now. So he's trying to do it, and people are just like,
it's very transparent, yeah.
Yeah, and he's getting called on it now, and he got mad. He got mad at a reporting and left yesterday or the day before because they were just like, the economy's not that great, and this and that, and like, how is he was talking about George Floyd's looking down right now, happy because the economy's good, and a reporter was just like, Are you serious? Are you serious, dude? Like, you're invoking this man's name to further your agenda? You are.
Why would he be happy? Why,
Yeah.
He's dead. Why would he be happy?
Well, Trump's a pea-brain, disgusting person. He's I've called him every name in the book. A pig fucker. He's just. I mean, he's a potato face.
He's a
fucking
pig
idiot.
fucker.
He's and it's just, and really what it comes down to is that it's everything that's going on, you know, is so anti-American, but he's sort of galvanized this group and this group of people, and for me, I equate this group. It's semi-educated white people, and by semi-educated I mean high school education or equivalent, maybe an associate's degree. So I'm not saying I'm not dissing the people for that's their education. That's just a descript. I'm using that as a descriptor. You know what I mean? They don't have a 4-year degree, because I mean, you don't need a degree to be smart or anything like that. But there's this group and these white people, and I work with a couple of them, and they love to call everybody else snowflakes, but in reality, they're the real snowflakes, because they act like they're oppressed upon when they're not. They don't know what real oppression is. These are the same idiots last year that were doing the straight pride parades. You guys remember this? Remember the whole straight pride parade? And they were too dumb to realize. And like I said, Trump goes for this demographic. He goes for it because he knows it's these angry sort of young white guy, angry young white men and old white men. That's who he goes for. And the straight pride parades, I was so mad about that. And I had a couple guys talking about it, and they were just too thick to understand what I was trying to say. It's, you guys both identify as straight. So let me ask you, did you ever, get shit from, maybe get hit, or feel embarrassment or worried when you told your dad that you liked a girl?
No.
Ever? Did you ever think gonna hit you? Now
No.
that happened all the time with gay people, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Did you ever go to a club or a bar and think you were gonna get beat up because you like girls?
Never.
Just for that reason, not for any other reason, just for the reason that you like girls. No, right?
Never happened.
That's what these guys don't realize. It's pride. They're like, well, I'm proud to be straight. It's like, you're not getting it. They're finally at a point where they don't have to hide in the shadows anymore.
And it's not about it's not about like
it's not about
sex. About the words. It's about to be able to say.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's not about the words. It's about being able to say the words. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but
yes, that's
white people. White people some white people are stupid.
Yeah, and it's crazy.
They're on the fence.
It's like I said, it's you never had to worry for being straight, and all these they're only happy because they don't have to hide in the shadows, because they're not getting beat to a pulp for going to a club to be with like-minded people and people that they're attracted to, and they've been oppressed upon. But all these people see it, it's like, well, they're walking around and they got their halter tops on and they're doing, and it's so gay. It's like,
dude, I had a woman at work, and she's very diversified.
Yeah,
she's awesome. She's not a racist. She's not at all. She actually said that the murder of George, I can't remember his last name, but Floyd, that it shouldn't be about race. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Of course it's about race, and she wasn't getting that. She's like, no, it should be about a black person. I mean, it should be about a person dying. And he said, yes, it should be. But unfortunately, in this country, it's not.
Yeah.
And then one of the other girls brought up, someone died. I'm assuming it was a white person had got killed, and it wasn't on the news. And they actually ended up showing it on Facebook. And I was like, How many millions of black men have been killed that have never been on the news? 300 years of it. I mean, what are you guys talking about? Like, you're just not getting it.
I work with two guys said the same thing, and I was outside. I lost my cool with them.
Neither one of them are racist, you know, but like it's that mentality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to unteach the stupidity.
Yes.
You know, and they're both intelligent women. They're not stupid, but because they were brought up a certain way.
They've been blind to it for so long that they can't put themselves, you know, take themselves out of what they know. You know, that's all they know. And
one of them actually had racist relatives. So I'm shocked that this person's not racist, but she's not at all. She's not even close. You know what I mean?
And
it's amazing she was able to fight that off, you know.
And for those people, there is hope for those people.
Yes.
You just need to educate, you know. Yeah. And it's like the guys I work. Like I said, I try not to say too much because there's one guy. He's always looking for an argument, you know. And what he likes to do, and it gets me sometimes too. Like it gets me off my train of thought. He does it with bosses, just about random things. He's always looking for an argument, and he focuses on one word or one phrase out of the whole thing that you said, so that he can, you know, get you out of your train of thought. You know what I mean? And so it's like,
I want to meet this guy.
So I had said, you know, I was talking about, you know, what I had showed you, what Martin Luther King's daughter tweeted, you know, that time about how, you know, all these white people saying, why can't the protest be like back in the day? Martin Luther King, we were comfortable with that. Well, first of all, protests aren't supposed to make white people comfortable.
Right.
And second of all, I said this. I was like, and second of all, it was what she said. You killed them. You assassinated them. And first of all, he goes, well, you didn't. We didn't assassinate. I was like, all right. I was like, you're hung up on the wrong word, dude. It's not about you. You know, it's about the fact that he was assassinated. You know what I mean? It's not about, and he was assassinated. And in the year leading up to his assassination, he was voted the most hated man in America. So you didn't like it back then either. It's just now you're looking for another excuse because you didn't like it when they kneeled. That was not acceptable for you. So now you're looking back and you're looking back with these rose-colored glasses saying, oh yeah, it was, we didn't mind Martin Luther King. Just that statement in general is racist. We didn't mind him. Right. That is just a racist statement in general. I'm sorry. So anyway, yeah, these guys, and they just do it. I ended up getting up in one of the guys' face because he jumped in. He didn't even let me finish my sentence. Oh, that's what it was. Because they were saying, I was like showing another video of another black man. And I was like, imagine if this, you know, and, I said, imagine if this was a white guy. It'd be the biggest deal, and there'd be the next day there would be 5 new laws against whatever. And if this guy was white, but he's black, so you know you're not going to really hear too much about it. They're like, oh, that's not true. That's not true. If it was a white guy, you wouldn't hear about it. Blah blah blah. White people get attacked as much. I said, bullshit. I said, right now, I'm going to take 5 seconds and I will prove to you that black people are targeted more than white people. And I was like, are we going by total number, percentages? And they basically said everything. I said, you're all wrong. So I pulled it up in 2 seconds. I pulled up 5 different peer-reviewed things that prove that at a minimum, black people are brutalized and targeted 2.5 times more than white people. And that was Yale, Harvard, all these peer-reviewed things right away. They didn't know what to say, you know. But then they're saying, yeah, if it was a white guy, you wouldn't even hear about it because it's blah, 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 blah. And it's just like one of the guys. He's really, I don't think he's racist. He's just ignorant. Where the other guy, I just don't know anymore because then I saw this other guy and this drove me absolutely nuts. And I texted you about this, Roy. When we at my work, we did 8 minutes and 46 seconds of silence to start the day the other day, which I think was great. And maybe we end our show with that. But fucking this, these 2 guys went into our locker room and sat down and talked loud enough to hear everybody. I was just like, wow. really, guys, you walked in, everybody's out there, showing respect, and you're in there talking during this because, forget what you think about the protest and the looting. Forget what you think about that. Do you not think it was wrong that George Floyd died? I mean, right? Am I crazy here? Am I crazy for getting mad about that? Like, tell me. Tell me.
Not at all.
It's
ignorance. People are crazy. I mean, people are crazy. They just don't get it. And that's part of the problem. Until people actually understand and actually get it, nothing's going to change. It's not going to change in our lifetime, basically, at this point.
No.
I've been a proponent of saying, oh, it's getting better. But apparently I was fooling myself because, we've had two men, one of them died, get almost choked to death with knees on people's necks. And I don't know if you guys heard the police saying this, that they're not taught that way. Just so you guys know, that's a lie. Police are taught to do that. I know for a fact, my family are cops, so I know they're taught that. So anytime a commissioner, because our boss, the commissioner, actually said that they're not taught that way. That's not true. They are taught that way. Maybe it's changed since my relatives have been cops, which is possible. But when they were police, they were taught that. So that's a fact. That's not, me just making stuff up. That's just fact. It's not going to change in our lifetime. I pretty much accept it. It is what it is,
It sucks, and I agree with you. That's why we have to have these conversations if it's ever going to change. You know what I mean? Like, I know me saying this isn't doing much. I mean, we got 3 live viewers right now. We've had, I think our max today was 5 or 6, and but I know we get other views and stuff. And honestly, if I can just make one person ask a question, then
so that's what you want to do. You want some conversation.
Yeah, we're going in the right direction because I like you said, it's like I know. It's not going to happen in my lifetime because I'm already old and, and right.
I'm older than both of you.
But it's, if we can ask these questions and start the conversation, we're going in the right direction.
What do you think, Derek? Anything you want to add?
Yeah, people are going to, if they want the change to happen, like the people that want to have, like people are going to want to have to do it. They're going to have to want to stop being ignorant. That they're going to want to ask these questions. They're going to want to hear, even if it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's just conversation.
To get better.
Yep. It was like what I said last week about the whole white privilege thing and Roy. And it's like, it's not like me and Roy, all 3 of us, we're friends and we hang out and stuff like that. And in normal circumstances, we don't talk about race and stuff. But I understand that I have white privilege. I understand that it exists.
But you also, I think part of the problem is some white people are afraid to approach a black person because they're afraid the black person is going to go off on them. You know what I mean? I think that's also part of the problem. Yeah. Because some black people just flip out over any little thing. Not all black people, but some. But you see that for any race. Yeah. But the conversation has to start somewhere.
Exactly.
And us discussing this, hopefully he's creating it.
Yeah, and it's like I understand. I know that I know that there's white privilege exists. I know that I've been privy to it in my lifetime. I know that. But I try to be better and I try to learn. And it's like I said, when we hang out 99% of the time, we're not talking about race and stuff. We're just having a good time. You know what I mean? But I still understand it goes that, that it exists. It's in my heart of hearts, I do not believe that I am racist, but I do understand that I have been privy to privilege. So, and I want to make myself better because of that. And, and it starts with, like you said, with conversations and hanging out and stuff like that. And it's, people are too afraid, and it's like, oh, it makes you uncomfortable. It's supposed to make you uncomfortable. White privilege does not make you a bad person. That's what I'm trying to get at. It does not make you a bad person. Roy has never come to me and said, oh, fuck you. We never had an argument over privilege or anything. Like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? We've never really had
Oh,
an
I
argument.
feel the privilege.
Aside from us arguing on air, I don't think me and Roy have ever argued. You know, we argue on camera here for the show. But other than that, you know what I mean? And it's just, I don't know. I'm getting long ways here.
I think people keep getting booted out because people keep coming back in. Like
I did
constantly.
notice that. Or,
Yeah.
I've been noticing that too. I've been watching the number bounce up and down. Okay, people need to keep on subject. Everybody forgets from Rodney King to, yep, exactly. We galvanize as a country for a short amount of time, and then we go back to the status quo. You're absolutely right, Rick. You are absolutely right. We need to keep furthering the conversation. We can't just be like, oh, we've come a long way. That's good enough, because it's not good enough. I mean, black people. I mean, the civil rights movement wasn't that long ago, and you know what I mean. Like people are like, oh, this hasn't been an issue. No, I mean, MLK. It wasn't that long ago, guys. You know what I mean?
People think it's been aging like a million years ago, and it really wasn't.
No, it wasn't. So that's really, I want people to be kind and listen to each other. That's
I want Derek to wear a pointed hat next week, white one.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy.
I'll wear a black one.
Oh, boy.
All right, everybody. Any last words for the people?
I'm good. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening. I know these shows have been a little different these last 2 weeks, but I mean, we all three of us feel it's important to entertain, but also we can't ignore what's happening out there.
Yeah, and if people watch this through later, if you have subjects you want us to discuss, I put it in the chat room. Let us know. Comment below. Let us know what you guys want to talk about. Follow us on social media. Check out our social media pages and follow us there. Tell us what you want to talk about.
Linda's the best, by the way.
Oh, Jesus. I'm telling her husband. You guys must be having an affair.
Oh, that's good. They're two of my favorite people.
Yeah, right. Whatever. I think Tom does this house every week.
Well, it's going to create a caption. It just says the Linda agrees with Tom segment.
Right? A new banner. Just
we'll have to have her on it over at his house. They can do a show together.
No.
Any final words, Derek?
Just for everybody to stay safe. I know it's been crazy the last week with all the protests and riots.
And God willing, with all the protesting going on, we don't spike with the COVID. Hopefully, keep my fingers crossed. The protesting is important, but people getting sick, I don't want to see that happen either.
Yes.
So hopefully, everyone's staying safe. Wash your hands. Hell, you going to protest? Bring Perel with you or something. Mm-hmm. They have had it in the stores recently. I have seen it.
Yes.
I know Costco had gallons of it, which I should have bought some. I didn't do it because I'm an idiot. But it is out there. So make sure you wash your hands, stay safe. So, also Jane Elliott on YouTube. Check her out. You want to learn more about discrimination, racism, watch her on YouTube. It's pretty. I find it amusing. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Comment on this video. If you have subjects you want us to discuss, we'll discuss them. You obviously know we'll discuss anything. So for Tom, Derek, and myself, be nice to each other and have a great night. Thank you, Linda, for watching. Everybody else for watching. Rick, everybody,
thanks,
take
guys.
care.
Take care.
Thank you very much to our loyal